And welcome back to Beirut Food Vlogs, the best food vlogs in the world. Today we are in Saida, and you might be wondering, why am I dressed up like this? You need to watch the vlog to figure it out. There's gonna be amazing destinations we'll be discovering today with some twists, visibly. So stay tuned and enjoy the vlog. Peace out! Saida is the third largest city in Lebanon. This coastal city is famous for its ancient souks and monuments that derive from its rich history. But above all, it is home to many culinary gems, as we can still find traces of influence from other Middle Eastern cultures to this day. We are in Saida to specifically explore the incredible know-how and variety of foods it has to offer, from intricate desserts to the craziest street food and obviously some unmissable local experiences. So today we start our tour of the city with Albaba Sweets, which is super famous right here. It's one of the first sweet makers in Lebanon, and we will be going and visiting the factory of Albaba to see how the sweets are made. Albaba is one of the most renowned Arab sweets maker in Lebanon. This 4-generation-old family business dates back to the 1950s. It started with a 50 square meter kitchen and eventually grew into a huge factory with multiple franchises, making Albaba Sweets one of the leading Arabic sweets company, not only in Lebanon, but in the whole Middle East. They have maintained top quality standards while continuously innovating in their craft. It's a lot more than simple cuisine here. It's a whole art with incredible diversity of ingredients, tastes, textures, shapes, and colors. Albaba sweets are perfectly crafted, all handmade in the right quantities at the right temperatures and with the right timing. And it's for this reason that the sweets are so successful, even in non-Arab countries, which is why they're vacuum sealed and sent all over the world. Today we will be learning about the making of 3 different sweets. So right here we are in the factory of Albaba, and this factory is basically divided into different areas. We're in the baklawa area, and they start by using phyllo dough as the base of the baklawa, and then they use some stuffings such as pistachio or cashew nuts. Baklawa is a sweet pastry made of layers of phyllo dough filled with chopped nuts and held together with syrup. The baklawa dough is made of many phyllo layers that are flattened several times, then rolled out over and over until it's thin and wide enough. The dough is cut into tiny rectangular pieces, ready to be filled with the mixture of nuts. Albaba mainly uses cashew and pistachio nuts. Let's just take 5 seconds to look at how fast this sweet maker works. It's so satisfying to watch. Then the baklawas are folded in a very specific way and placed in a special grid and vice versa. In the factory, the machines are custom made to make the sweets in the most efficient way. Check out, for example, how they're pouring the syrup on the baklawas while the machine is making them rotate. Then the baklawas are delicately placed with a great amount of skill into the oven for just over an hour, and finally they're coated with another round of syrup as soon as they come out. Area number 2 is the area of ma'moul, and basically they make very special ma'mouls here. In a nutshell, ma'moul is a filled semolina cookie usually made with dates or nuts such as pistachios or walnuts. We're used to eat ma'moul for Easter in Lebanon, and usually it's made out of pistachios and dates. But here what's interesting is they make it out of apricot and bitter orange. Is it good? So the process of the ma'moul is pretty simple. They basically put a hole in the dough and they put the apricot paste in the dough of the ma'moul, and then they almond coat it, and then they put it in the oven. Now he's doing this with bitter orange. Apricot was right before. Variety. So the ma'moul can be handmade, but also a machine can help. So right here there's a machine that's helping, and obviously the last touch is handmade because it needs to be perfectly round. The last step of making the ma'mouls is marking them with a fork and placing them into the oven. Oh. I love this so much more, and I never heard of it. It's so good. Highly recommend it if you don't like dates or pistachios. We are here in the 3rd and last area we're going to be covering today in Albaba's factory. Here we're going to be covering the knefe and how they make it. Knefe is another traditional Arabic dessert that is made in Albaba with fine semolina dough, cheese layers, and coated in sugar-based syrup. Start off by spreading some ghee on a rectangular pan. Then sift the semolina on top of it until it becomes very fine. Then flatten the surface out before putting the pan on the fire. Add Akawi cheese and string cheese that we call jadal. And after the cheese melts, spread it evenly, then turn the knefe over. Cover it in syrup and then put it back on the fire for a bit of time. And that's how you make this marvelous breakfast dish, which is actually one of the all-time favorites of Lebanese people. When we know how much work and know-how goes into preparing these beautiful dishes behind the scenes, it's even better to look at the final table and get to taste all those wonders. لحمة بعجين. Wow. Crispy as it should be. You eat it with the dibis ramen. This is the asmali bjibne. We saw how it was made next to the knefe downstairs in the factory. Oh my gosh, this is so crispy. Holy shit. Our second destination for the day is Furn Nadaf, a traditional family-run bakery. And it's a furn that's been around for 40 years. I mean, obviously, like all furns, they do traditional Arabic breads and manaish. Here, the production rhythm is super fast-paced, and it's pretty normal since they need to always keep up with the quantity of orders to feed all the neighborhood every morning. Furn Nadaf has really unique features. Here, the Manushi dough is made with 3 types of flour: white, brown, and shufan flour. After flattening each dough ball and placing them on a wooden tray, 2 toppings are then added to them: either thyme or cheese.
When you can choose, just choose both thyme and cheese.
They're baked in a traditional stone oven to which salt is added regularly. The oven is heated at such high temperatures that everything is ready in just a couple of seconds. And here you go, you got an amazing quantity of crunchy and delicious Arabic breads and manouche. What's interesting here is that in all the cheese manouche, they add some sesame seeds. Let's taste it. Cheers. Boom. Then we headed straight into the souks, and while exploring them, we found another great place that makes a special sweet that comes straight from Turkey. So right now, we're in the old souks of Saida finally, and you can see a lot of very narrow streets. It's very cool. So right here, we are in Lukum Marwan Sharaf. They do lukum, which is a Turkish delight, and they do it here with rose water, basically. Lukum is made with starch gel, various flavorings and icing sugar.
أول ما بلشت الراحة كانوا يعملوها بدال السكر، ما كان موجود السكر، كان يحطوا عسل أو دبس. بس انوجد الراحة صار السكر، صار يعملوا السكر، صار في طعمات موارد، مزهر، مستكة، فستق، بندق، بس صار شيء في يعني سفر وما سفر وهيك صار يجيبوا بندق وفستق حلبي وجوز وهيك شغلات.
Amazing. You wanna taste it? It's so true. I always loved lukum. I usually eat it with like 2 biscuits. The taste is rose water for those specific ones, but there's a lot of different flavors that could be made of lukum. Deeper into the souks, we stumbled upon an old church. It's a very, very old church. They say that some of the apostles came here. So right now, where are we?
Wow!
We're at the Hammam
al-Jadid.
The whole architecture is incredible. Like you feel in a completely other vibe. It's been 300 years that people would come here to bathe, but look at this, it's beautiful.
So this is how it actually looked like. 300 years ago, this was actually the Hammam al-Jadid.
I'm in a jacuzzi, but with no water jet.
Okay, now we're entering another hammam. Oh, that's an actual functioning one. You can see right behind. Man, we decided to do an unexpected hammam. I actually never did one. I'm excited to see, and hopefully there's not gonna be anything weird happening. Yeah. Dude. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't expect him to bait me at all, but that's what's happening. Please, a bit of privacy, please. So here what he did, he basically scrubbed out all the dead skin out of my body, and then he did a normal shower. So he basically used soap and shampoo, and then he does some massages, and he takes out all the knots in my muscles, especially in my back. It was very painful, and my legs as well. Wow, this is painful. Okay, we just finished the hammam, and now we're going to be going to the next destination. What's the next destination? Let's figure out what's the next destination. Thank you. We just arrived at Scifo, another sweet maker that opened 4 years ago. This is Saifuddin. He has been in the business since the 90s, and his expertise can clearly be tasted in the sweets he makes, especially the sfoof. He's making the sfoof right in front of your eyes, and I'm going to be explaining to you exactly how they make it. It's a weird mix. I never saw that many ingredients in one bowl.
وبلشت شغلي كنت اشتغل عند الناس، اشتغلت مثلا محل عدة محلات حلو. تعلمت المسرحة، بدأت وجبت عربية وعملت عليها ويشة وعملت معمل صغير. صارت عندي جرأة انه اقدر افتح محل، ومن هالخطوة بلشت.
واكلك بعقل.
على راسي.
Scifo is a Lebanese almond semolina cake consumed on special occasions. Combine semolina flour with turmeric, sugar, baking powder, sesame paste, aniseed, and finally tahine to avoid having the mix sticking to the pan. Then add a thin layer of ghee before pouring out the mixture, removing the bubbles, and sprinkling some cashew nuts. And into the oven it goes for 30 minutes. And here you go, you got the scifo that's completed after a half an hour of baking. Nearby, another hidden gem can be found, the local fouel.
A fouel is someone that has a small place where they boil fool and hummus. With those two ingredients, they derive several recipes like fatteh, like hummus, like balila, like musabbaha.
Ahmad Shibli here has established his restaurant 22 years ago, and now he's making us some fateh hummus and musabbaha.
With passion and love, you have no idea.
Here's how the fatteh is made. It's a mix of garlic, Leban yogurt, chickpeas, fried breadcrumbs, cashew nuts, butter, and spices. Every fouel uses some specific ingredients that make their dishes stand out. Here I would say it's the spices that they use and the mint leaves. We eat the fatteh with a bit of bread that we call li'meh. Cheers! So it's tasty, it's crunchy, and it's creamy. Next, we headed to the soap museum. Open!
Yes. Welcome to the soap museum.
Now we're in one of the must-visit places of Saida, the soap museum. This museum illustrates the history of soap making in Saida and showcases the different tools and artifacts that are related to the fabrication of traditional soap. It was really interesting, and I definitely recommend checking it out during your next visit to Saida. In this museum, I actually discovered for the first time that the first soaps ever made were made in the Middle East region, and then the knowledge passed on to cities like Trablus and Saida. Saida doesn't only make amazing Lebanese food. You can also find great Italian food, like for example, the unmissable El Padrino. Hey, if ever you're in Saida and you want to eat Italian food, El Padrino is the place to go. El Padrino makes a lot of different dishes with high quality ingredients and various sauces that go with them. Cleanliness and a rich taste make El Padrino the perfect destination for a delicious lunch with friends. This is the Paco del Pollo, right? Paco del Pollo. That's how tahu should taste like, man. It is pizza time. Let's do this. Let's do this. Brezzaola. Feed-moi.
Wow.
That's some good chicken right there.
I'm taking the playground.
I don't know why, but in Lebanon there's no food I can say that it could be better. No, everything is delicious. Next stop was Falafel Akawi.
What's going on, guys? We stole the camera now and we are at Falafel Akawi, and we're gonna have some falafels and we're gonna show you how it's done.
In case you didn't know, falafel is a little bowl of chickpeas, coriander, and a mix of spices that are deep fried into sunflower oil.
اهلا وسهلا فيكم، نورتوا فلافل عكاوي عنا بصيدا. نحن هون نعتبر اطيب فلافل بصيدا. نحن تقريبا صرنا فوق ال70 سنه هون فاتحين بصيدا. لما جينا من فلسطين على لبنان فتح جدي الله يرحمه المحل، وطبعا توارث لاجيال لوصلنا نحن لهون.
Right now we're gonna learn how to do the falafel. I already did it before, but I'm gonna be doing it again Saida style. So I'm gonna show you this right now. Let's get into it. So this is like ice cream, same concept. Yalla! I think we got the concept, and now we're gonna be waiting for them to get fried. Then you roll those balls in a sandwich with pickles, tomatoes, some herbs like parsley, and then you add tarator sauce above it all. And that's how you get the mythical Akawi falafel sandwich. Cheers!
Catchy, catchy, yalla!
Fresh falafel, man!
Yeah!
Crispy as it should be.
Cheers!
شو مبين عليك جوعان؟
So we just arrived to the final destination of today in Bash Ahmad, and their specialty is sandwiches. So let's go inside and see why their specialty is sandwiches and how they make it. Let's do this. It's been founded by both brothers that come from Saudi Arabia. It's been 27 years they've been established here, and they're very famous for a lot of their sandwiches, especially sandwiches of brains of sheep and rosto. So we're going to be tasting some of those specialties, and I'm going to be explaining to you more of the specialties in detail. So here are all the varieties of sandwiches. That's the ingredients they use in the sandwiches, but we're going to be focusing specifically on the rosto right here, sheep's brain and sheep's spinal cord. It seems super weird, but I'm pretty sure it's good. I mean, the place is famous for a reason. So this is a sheep's brain that's been boiled in water, and I'm gonna be tasting this sheep's brain in a sandwich right now.
Guys, now we're gonna taste our food, our sandwiches.
I'm tasting for the first time in my life a sandwich of sheep brain.
Spinal cord.
I'm a rosto person, as usual. I don't get out of my comfort zone.
I never wanted to taste this. They forced me to, and he didn't even want to do it with me, so.
Yeah.
You need to try new stuff in life, kids. Brain sheep sandwich, spinal cord, and rosto. I like it. I never tasted anything like that. It's so tender. It's like very, very tender meat.
This sandwich is amazing.
No, it really is good. I just can't eat anymore. I'm done. It's finished.
This sandwich is amazing.
And then, when we thought we hadn't seen enough, we ran into a very special barber. So you might not believe me, but it's the mayor who's giving me a haircut. The mayor of Saida. After 50 years of working in the field, he has now become the mayor and turned his shop into his office. And this is the end of the vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Saida is an amazing city. Thank you so much for welcoming us in your city today. It was an incredible day. I mean, with all the hidden gems we explored, we got an amazing idea of what the city of Saida was.
La ville de Saida, j'aime beaucoup tous les personnes.
It's crazy because Saida is a great reminder that Lebanese people are incredible. And in Saida, there's no exception for this. And the variety of food was incredible. This marks the end of the food vlog in Saida. We had a great team today with us. Best experience, Beirut Food Vlog. See you very, very soon for another epic food vlog. Peace. Bye. Fist bump, fist bump. Boom. Hey, bye. Thank you so much.